Well, I want to hold this moment in for as long as I can because it's a special moment as a Thunder fan to feel like, hey, here we go again, guys. But we do need to do something before we leave, which is we need to take a moment and talk about the upcoming game. I don't want to because I wish we could spend the whole day like basking in this, but this is not a championship. This is not even a playoff series. We got another game coming up Friday. And there's a lot of talk going on about the Timberwolves. Sometimes outside noise can disrupt a team, but I have a feeling right now with the Timberwolves, Dave, that everybody questioning them is actually going to ignite them to have a togetherness that would surprise people from the outside. I don't think it's as ugly as everybody thinks. At least I think that their coach, I think Chris Finch, can tape it together just long enough to get one good game. And we know how dynamic Ant can be, and Cat is back, and their role players are solid. Let's face it. Like, they are a little bit beat up. We know about Vanderbilt. I think he's the one who broke his hand. I think Gobert will be back. I think Naz Reid is out. He's somebody that consistently plays really well against us. But overall, like, it's gonna be another scrappy game. At the best, we can look to hope to win another close game.
What are you doing? If I'm Coach D, the first thing I'm doing is I'm making sure that fire is felt. I want to see if the metal is gonna, bend under pressure. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what we can do to cause, a little bit of stirring, a little bit of upsetness, because at the end of the season like this, when you're, what are we, 84 games now? This will be the 84th game of the season coming up, and people are injured, people are making stupid mistakes, the fights are happening. Like, how many times have we seen a team just give up? Just, fuck it, right? I think the way that the Lakers demoralized them the other day, it's going to be really hard for them to bounce back. It just is. But if we get in their heads early on, it's going to be impossible. Because once you start getting down, once you start getting on yourself, once you start doing stupid shit, and then it's like, nothing's fucking working, it's over. And I think that is how Coach D needs to coach tomorrow night, is he needs to go at them often, go at them hard, make them frustrated, get Cat in foul trouble, get their Conley upset, like do all the things that we need to do to get in their head and change the game.
All right, so I mentioned it earlier with the Pelicans, like as the fourth quarter wore on, if you go back and you look at like CJ McCollum, he had a tough runner that wasn't a good shot against J-Dub. There's a possession where Brandon Ingram had the ball ripped away from him by Shea. Like, as the intensity increased, it felt like the Pelicans played tighter, and like I've said this whole time, it felt like we played looser. So if that's the case coming up with the Timberwolves, I think one thing that's completely fair to assume, no matter how difficult things are in the locker room, it's that the Timberwolves are going to have three really good quarters. They're going to play three quarters where it may feel like at times, like, I don't know if we're going to be able to beat them. But what we do in that one quarter where they put up like 18 points, and the difference between that quarter being the third quarter and the fourth quarter, right, is really important. But I really do feel like they have so much offensive talent. And even if with our defensive length, if we move our feet, if we play without reaching, if we do all the things right, they have a few guys that can go out there and do what we had two guys do, which is put up 30. And we're going to have to go toe-to-toe with a really good team. But if we can find a way to squeak past them, right, we have a semi-game series on the horizon. So we want to be excited for that. We understand what's at stake. But right now, it's one game against a team that, let's be honest, they've beat us. They've beat us pretty regularly over the last few years. And it's probably revenge for all the times we beat them when we had a good team. But they like playing against us. That's one thing I know for sure.
And I want to take a moment here and highlight a matchup that I am not only excited about, but I'm ready for. And that is because Jay Will is going to draw 3 offensive charges against Cat tomorrow night. Okay? Cat is going to get so frustrated with Jay Will because Jay Will is going to take away his 3-point shot, and Jay Will is going to force him to try to go around him. And when he does, he's going to drop his shoulder, and Jay Will is going to absorb that contact. Boom, like that. Jay Will is going to change the game tomorrow night by the way that he plays defense plays defense on Cat. And I'm so excited about it. I know that there's going to be Cat and there's going to be Rudy out there, but I do think that we're going to be utilizing Dario a whole lot more than we have utilized him recently. Because if you look at Jay Will, he matches up really well against Cat because he's more of a perimeter defender. And then I think you look at Dario, who's a perimeter or inside defender, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think this game is going to be a lot of different matchups, guys. I do think that this is one of those things that coach is going to consistently sub guys in and out, trying to find the matchup, trying to find the disadvantage that they're going to put out there. And I do think it's going to be another game where you see Wiggins and Lindy Waters and Isaiah Joe step up in big ways.
So let's talk about a little bit the rotations we watched against the Pelicans and what we can kind of take from that going into the Wolves game. We already mentioned the starting five, right? We got Giddey, Shea, Dort, and 2 Jalen Williamses. And then after that, we've got Isaiah Joe, played some minutes, wasn't particularly effective, but I felt like he competed at a high level. Lindy Waters played some minutes, same thing. Aaron Wiggins played some minutes. I thought he was really effective, but he didn't, get a ton of minutes, but he was impactful. Dario Saric played some minutes. Am I missing anybody? I mean, it seems like we shortened the rotation to 9.
But that's what the rotation is going to look like, man. I'll be honest with you. That's what we want our rotation to look like right now. You got our pure shooter off the bench with Isaiah Joe. You've got our lockdown defender and backdoor extraordinaire. I mean, I love it when I'm calling him backdoor Wiggins. Backdoor Wiggins, right? He's special at what he does. And then you've got Dario, who, in my opinion, is an underrated defender and rebounder, which is great. And then also you have, who am I missing? Lindy Waters, who his defense, in my opinion, is so unknown and underrated that it's shocking to people when they see him playing defense, because he looks like, when you see him at first, he looks like, I don't know, like a 6'1" person. You know what I'm saying? But he's like 6'6", guys. He's so long and so lanky, and he can hit that shot when he's open, and he's not afraid to shoot it no matter the game. That's what I love about Lindy Waters. And it's the 4 of those guys off the bench that really solidifies this team. And I do think you'll see JRE in this next game, because I do think we'll need our bigs more than we need an extra guard. Like in this game, we need an extra guard out there. I think we'll be utilizing our bigs more unless we, null and void Rudy Gobert and he just gets so frustrated that he does something stupid. And then at that point, then I do think that, pulls a Draymond Green and actually connects with somebody. Then I do think that this team will end up being in a position to play 4 guards with Jay Will out there. But in order for that to happen, we got to get Rudy Gobert out there, or we've got to get Cat in foul trouble. So one of those 2 guys has got to go down, not with an injury, hopefully, but definitely, fuck up something.
Fuck up their own faces. Hey,
I hope he goes and licks a bunch of mics.
Dude, I bet he would, just to see.
Remember when he did that with the Jazz, where it's everybody's like, COVID, he's like, and then he goes and gets COVID?
And it shuts down the NBA and then the whole rest of the world. I do remember this. This was not too long ago.
Seemed like yesterday.
Feels like quite a little bit.
But think about that. That was the beginning of our podcast,
Well,
so thank you, Rudy. If it wasn't for you.
I mean, there were a lot of beginnings, but in the end, here we are. We had an amazing time going live last night. So
yes, if you guys didn't see it, we had over 1,000 comments constantly up there.
That's real.
I think it came out to every 9 seconds there was a comment up there, and we were on for 3 hours. So it's insane, guys. The community that is here, that is representing this Thunder team. You guys have got to check it out. If nothing else, you don't have to say anything in the comments, just to have to look. When a big play happens and everybody's going crazy, it creates an extra oomph. We've been away from being able to cheer with people for so long that we embrace this. We look forward to games like this, that we were able to sit down and enjoy it with everybody.